Alright, it's time for our weekly forecast again. Okay, so over here, ES has quite an impressive run last week. Okay, all the way taking out all the SPY stops and even closing up that volume imbalance right here. Right, as you can see, reaching up slightly into this. I think it's all volume. To me, it's all inefficiencies. So it has still quite a bit left before it fills up all of it. So heading into next week, what I'm looking at, it's this level here, and probably swing highs here. Okay, so let me just double check. Right, so when you look at where it closes, it's right within the weekly volume imbalance already. Okay, right here, it's a weekend gap, so to speak, right, due to the openings of these two candles. So it reached up into that and closed within. So this is pretty bullish if you were to ask me, and I think moving forward we might just retest this level and then go higher, right, if it is to maintain that bullish stance. Okay, so overall no entries, so like not much entry opportunities were presented on the way up. So in this case we have 3 up close candles, right, and usually that signals a form of retracements coming soon, right? What am I looking at basically? Okay, next week we will have a shortened week due to Good Friday, right? So there'll be no trading on Friday, I assume. Let me double check. Friday. Let me just double check if it is so. April, yeah. So on 7th of April, that will be Good Friday. I don't think that we're trading on that day, even though there's a date down here. But anyways, we have lots of inefficiencies below. Okay, and we have the price has closed above the swing high here, which means that right now this becomes a valid breaker. These 3 up close candles, right? They will become a valid breaker. Okay, so if they are breakers, then you look for fair value gaps that are within the breakers, which is 1, 2, and maybe 3 on Monday, right, when it forms. So moving forward, I will be looking at this swing high up here. The swing highs up here, plural. So above this area, what am I looking at? Okay, that we will need the continuous chart. Okay, so above that, because we have relative equal highs over here, and we have a volume imbalance right here, this level here, right above this swing high. So just like Nasdaq, it may want to reach up into this area. Okay, depending on how fast it is, because what I'm looking at, it's 10 April, 40 days into the IPTA data range. I think over here we can see some form of price reversal, if you want to say it that way. Yeah, because the thing is that if it was to drag out to 60 days, it would be the 1st of May. So all the way 60 days, yeah, that would be the 1st of May. So either these two dates, I'm looking at a short-term top to be formed, right? But of course, if it takes up higher time frame objectives like over here, then on that day itself, or maybe one day before, then I think that could be a top for the second quarter of the year, right? Yes, April, heading into April, we're always bullish, all right, but we shall see how it goes, because May, it's usually a bearish month, so April is like a Judas swing. So right now I'm still leaning longs, okay, but let's just take a look at the other two indices. So Nasdaq hit this volume balance and closed above it, right? So where did this level came from? Oh yeah, the weekly, or did I adjust it? Why was this level high? Oh, okay. It's a mistake right here. So it's here and it's here, I think. The unfilled gap. It's weird that. Okay, anyways, this level here, and then we have this level here. Why is the boxes all over the place? Okay, let me just remove this. Right. Yep. So on the weekly time frame, it's pretty clear. It wants to close up this gap here. Right, we have one small little volume balance right here. It closed above this high. Right, it's a Nasdaq. It's on its leak. I mean, it's in its own leak. Okay, it's really overextending really fast. Right, it's you can say that it's the leader of the indices right now in the current trend. So that's for Nasdaq. And I think over here we have, okay, let me see, I feel like this is a better position. Okay, so I'm looking at Nasdaq to target this area in the following week if it can maintain this momentum, of course, right? Using the fibs, what's the number here? 13835. So what is this level? This is the mean threshold of this order block right here. Okay, so for the upside targets for Nasdaq, it's here, and eventually I'll be looking at the swing high as well. So for Dow Jones, is pretty much lagging behind all the other indices, all the other two indices. So I'm not going to comment much on this. And moving on, we have the dollar. Right, so for dollar here, it looks like it's finding some form of sponsorship within this order block here. Okay, because the candles close like this, I'm looking at it to to fill up this gap here, and we'll see how it closes when it does. Right, if it closes above the gap, then I'll be looking at this area here. This is still a potential area that I would love to look at. Okay, and I would love to see dollar react to this area. And what else do we have? We have euro. I want to compare the highs and lows with the dollar. Okay, so far it's matching up. Alright, because if it is matching up, then I don't expect any form of reversals. It's just going to be a continuation. So back to DXY. Oh wait, we have the British pound as well. Right here we have British pound making a higher high. Okay, this is interesting. So higher highs based on 23rd March. Euro lower highs in higher lows. Okay, so one of the pairs, I usually use these three pairs. Okay, alright, so one of the pairs failed to make a higher high. It made a higher high, whereas dollar did not make a lower low. Okay, so basically, right, to me this is a first sign that dollar is going to reverse hard. Okay, if it's so, then I'll be looking at this area here. Alright, so heading into next week, I'll be looking at this area. Alright, and if dollar is to rally higher, then I think the equities will have room to drop. Okay, so how far can the equities drop before invalidating this bullish idea? Okay, I'll be looking at these two fair value gaps and this order block right here. Right, so ultimately I do not want any closure below this order block. I'll put it here. That should be the invalidation. Right, anything within this fair value gaps, I want to see a instant feedback. Okay, like on the daily chart, I want to see it bounce either from here or from here. Okay, yep, you'll be able to tell if it's gonna continue. So these two levels will be what I'm looking for next week. If it goes higher, it's okay, I don't care, because the thing is that I'm more focused on catching the downside, because I believe that right now it's very uncertain, right? If I were to be in longs, it's gonna be like it needs to be clear where my setup is and where the invalidation is. Okay, so yeah, I'll be looking at this too. Basically I would like this to hold. So if you use the fibs, swing low to swing high, 50% right around here. So I like this fair value gap to hold, to push up higher. Okay, and at the same time it's within this balanced price range. Okay, so that's the right here. Right, it's gonna be like 50%, the consequent encroachment of this balanced price range here. Right, you can dig into this, but if it does so, then I would like to see a institutional entry drill. So no trading beyond this balanced price range. Okay, I want to see this act as support right now. At any point of time it starts to close below, then I think we'll be looking at the sell sides down here. It's pretty simple, right? So Heading down into the 4 hours. Okay, we have 2 weekend open gaps. Yeah, so far it's been just grinding up. Okay, 4 hours, 6 hours. Similarly, so technically, if you're just basing off this chart, right, it should not. I mean, like this order block should support price already. Because I mean, to continue this trend up. Okay, if not, we're gonna at least take out a sell side before reverting back up. So the sell side that I can see, it's this order block, maybe into this halfway of the week here. Alright, this week here. Take out the sell sides here, and you had the wick here. Okay, I think that's pretty clear. Even on 60 minutes, right, it supports that idea of taking out the sell sides here. You have relative equal lows right here, right? And if it can dig into this area, but I want to see a immediate feedback if it does. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at heading into next week. So I'm just gonna shift this 1st April, right? Is it 3rd April? 3rd April. Okay, Friday, and then we'll have April. Oops. Gonna line up everything nicely. Okay. Alright. I'll just keep it on daily. No confusion here. Okay, let's take a look. Right, as you can see, I think next week is going to be a consolidation week. Anyways, we have a shorter week, so that market profile fits perfectly. Okay, just take a look at the weekly. Yeah, because we're right now in this weekly bearish volume balance. I think it tops right there, right? 144. The high of it is 2 points away. Right, so I expect some form of retracements here, minimum into this. I think minimum into this area here. 4084. So where do we have 4084? 4084 right about here. Right about here. Okay, so right, we just have to see. Right, I can't say anything now. It all depends on that Sunday opening. Right. Some consolidation. What is the 50%? This is entire range. Yep, right here. So maybe some consolidation, takes out the high, revert back to discount, turtle soup back up. Right, so that's what I'm anticipating. Let me just add the brush. Where is the brush? Oops. Okay, so can consolidate around here, take out the high, and then go for the discount, and then turtle soup back up. Okay, it's gonna be like a seek and destroy week, I think, because Friday it's the market isn't open, so I'll be looking at seek and destroy for next week, right? And I'm not sure if there's non-farm payrolls. Let me just double check. Calendar. Filter. Just gonna focus on USD. Alright, so on Monday we have rate folder news here, 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. Tuesday 10 a.m. as well. Wednesday, oh, so there's trading today, I mean on Friday. I thought it's a Good Friday. Interesting. Alright, so on most of the days we have rate folder news. Interesting. Right. I thought we are gonna have a Good Friday. Didn't thought it was gonna be trading on the day. But it's okay, it's a non-farm payroll, so you can miss that. Alright, so yeah, so non-farm payroll week. Then what's the following week? CPI, PPI, yep, all the rate folder news. Okay, so since it's a non-farm payroll week, even more likely I'm expecting seek and destroy, right? It's pretty clear. I guess we're clear here. Let's move back to the in on this chart right here. Is it this chart? No, this chart. We reach up all the way into this level here, as I've previously mentioned. Right, this is 75%. So of this current dealing range. Okay. Same thing here. If it's gonna go up, it's gonna come back down to at least the discount of this entire range here, from equilibrium to 75%. We need to get the discount, and then we go higher. Okay, I mean that's the framework that I love. I mean that I prefer to use. Right. So split this into half. Equilibrium 75%. Half is somewhere around here, and then you look for entries or PD raise below. Okay, in this case discount raise below that half, right? And you want to see it hold. Any point of time it trades below this balance price range, we'll be right back at equilibrium, and we can reverse down here. Okay, so it's all about, I mean, right now it's all about playing within the dealing range, because we're not in a trending market, we're in a consolidation market, right? And so if this can offer a long into this area here, and then we can look for something like this, take out the highs here. Alright, and once we take out this high, I believe Dow Jones is gonna lag behind. Or maybe not, but I think Dow Jones is not going to take out this high here. Right, Nasdaq already took out this high, so I'll be looking at 16 August high. I think Dow Jones already took it out. Yeah, 16 August on ES. 16 August high here. So let's just see. And I think that's it for this. For this higher time frame analysis with the weekly forecast. Right? The month looks pretty bullish here. And let's see this area here. Let's go in the monthly. Okay, I love to see something like this. Okay, this will be the last. It's been dragging for pretty long. Let me just check. 25 minutes. The younger ones won't have patience for this. So 4317. Okay, this is one of the important levels that I like. Consequent encroachment of this wick right here, right, and we'll be heading back into this breaker. This is a breaker, so I'll be looking to see if Nasdaq, if ES can close up this swing high here, then I'll be interested in this, the mean threshold of the breaker. What's the 4486.25? 6.25. Alright, so let me just remove this. Lines up nicely though. And this as well. Okay, so these are the next two levels that I'm interested in, right? 4317, that's within that volume imbalance, and right here 4486. Let's take a look at 4486. It's right here, so it can reach up into that area, okay, if it overextends, right? And I would like to see this hold if we were to go for a continuous downtrend, right? I'd like to see this hold. So right here, as you can see, it's pretty much like a high resistance liquidity run on the higher time frames, of course. So yeah, if you can close above this area, then I think we're gonna take out this high here, but very unlikely due to the month of the year. Right, so I think that's it for now. We just have to see Sunday's opening to have a better bias hitting, like better intraday bias, right? And yeah, that's it. I'll close it here. I hope you find this insightful, and if you think it helps, do give a like or leave a comment down below if you have any questions. Okay, and I'll see you in the next video.